welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing the 21 question makeup edition tag. This tag was created by Allie Glines, and many of you guys have asked me if I would do this, and I thought it would be super fun. So let's just go ahead and do it. There's 21 questions. A lot of my friends who are also creators have done this video, so I will also link their videos in the description box down below along with Allie Glines. So let's start with the first questions because there's 21 and I like to ramble. So, I mean, I don't think that's going to be fun for anyone if I just keep rambling. You guys get the drill. This is a tag video. So, the first question is, what is the oldest makeup product in your collection? So, I would have to say it would be this, which is the Bare Minerals Medium Beige powder foundation. I wore this for years. So when I first started wearing makeup, I was wearing the Lancome powder foundation, wore that for many years. And then one day I went into Sephora and one of the employees talked me into trying the new Bare Minerals and this new foundation that was so elite, and they had even their own store in the mall that I went in. Like some of the larger malls in like downtown Salt Lake City area, they had their own store. Like Bare Minerals was the thing. So I started using this foundation and I used it for years until I got older, and it just did not look good on drying mature skin. So I still have it in my collection, along with this illuminating mineral veil that you would kind of put over top, and it would kind of give a little bit of a glow to the skin. But I would have to say this for sure, because I wore this for years and I still have it. So there you go. Okay, question number 2. What is your most recent makeup purchase? The NARS collection, this one right up here on the screen. I just bought that on Instagram. That collection hasn't been released yet technically, but they did like an early release on Instagram only. It was like an Instagram exclusive release. So I went ahead and picked up this entire collection. As soon as it arrives, of course, I will be doing a full review on it, but that was my recent purchase. Okay, the third question is, what was the first makeup product you ever used? Mascara. I mean, like mascara. It was the green and pink one from CoverGirl, I think. That was a huge mascara back in my day, okay? I probably started wearing mascara when I was probably 13-ish. I would have to say that was probably my very first. Great Lash, that's what it's called. Is it CoverGirl? I gotta look because I think I hope I'm not wrong. I gotta check and see if I'm wrong. Oh my gosh, it's been around for 40 years. So it's a Maybelline product. My bad. For some reason, I was thinking it was CoverGirl. But yeah, that would be my very first makeup purchase. Question number 4. What is a makeup trend that you used to love but now you hate? Oh, that one's easy. The bright under eye, like the light concealer. No. Okay, first of all, I blame Kim Kardashian for that. I mean, she kind of started that trend, so I can blame her for it, right? So yeah, it was wearing concealer that was way too light for your under eyes and having this bright under eye effect. Oh my gosh. And I was still doing that when I started my channel. Now I like my concealer to be about 2 shades lighter than my foundation, which is technically what they say. That's what the pros say you need to do. And for me, they're right. Now that I've gotten older, it looks terrible. When I put on concealer that's too light for my under eyes, it ages me and it emphasizes my wrinkles. I don't know what the hell I was thinking back in those days. So dumb. Whew. So question number 5 is the exact opposite. What is a makeup trend that you used to hate but now you love? Applying powder. So I used to hate powder, any type of setting powder. I hated it. I was like, how can anybody bake? Now I still can't bake. Okay, this girl cannot bake. I cannot dip my little spongy thing down into that stupid powder and blend it all up underneath my eyes. Oh my gosh. I have tried so many different techniques. I've tried it so many different ways. It looks disgusting underneath my eyes. I don't know how it smooths everybody else's under eyes because it makes me age by about 30 years. Anyway, but I never used to wear any type of setting powder. I could not stand the feeling of it. I didn't like the way it looked. So I would come on camera in front of these lights and look like a grease ball. In fact, one of my favorite comments that I got from a viewer, I don't even know, obviously I think she was just like a pass buyer. She commented and said, "You look like you stuck your head in a Crisco can." I was like, oh, Now, at the time, I was highly offended, right? Because I had not been on YouTube that long, and I was like, how dare this bitch say this to me? Like, who does she think she is? But then it never sank in my brain that I actually did look like an oily grease ball on camera. Okay, I was new to this. Anyway, my makeup looked great in real life, not in front of all these cameras. So after being offended for like 6 months, I finally realized that she was right, and she probably gave me the best advice I've ever had on YouTube. So I started wearing powder and noticed that my skin looked so much better, even in real life. I started using setting powder to stop the lights from reflecting off of my skin. But the more that I wore it, the more I fell in love. And that was the Hourglass, because the Hourglass translucent setting powder didn't like dry me out. It didn't make my skin look dry, but it just took down that shine and just made everything look a little bit better than it does. So yeah. I know, long story for question number 5, but okay, moving right along. Question number 6, what is your favorite step in your makeup routine? Foundation. I love applying a beautiful foundation that just makes the complexion look amazing. I have always said this. If your foundation and the base of your makeup looks good, the rest of it is kind of regardless. Like, it doesn't really matter. The base and the complexion, it is my favorite. I love it. It's my favorite step. I don't know how many times I gotta say that for you guys to believe me, but it's true. Number 7, what is a makeup product that you cannot live without? Blush. So I could say foundation because I love applying foundation, but I don't wear foundation all the time. Like, sometimes I'll wear like a tinted moisturizer. So on those days that I'm wearing a tinted moisturizer, I always have to put a blush on. Always. Blush is key, okay? I need to bring some life to the face, and that is just one product that I can't live without, no matter what I'm wearing. You know, if I'm wearing like a full face of makeup, full beat, or I'm like wearing a very minimal coverage tinted moisturizer, I still always have to wear blush. I can go without my brows done. I can go without mascara. I can go without all of that, but I have to put blush on. Like, that's something that I have to do. So there you go. Okay, question number 8. What sparked your love for makeup? That question is kind of tricky for me because I went years wearing minimal makeup. All of the makeup that I owned was in a little bag, okay, for years. I would say from the time I was a teenager all the way up till I was about 34-ish, okay? And then I got adult acne, and it changed my life. I was breaking out so bad, and I had like, you know, every day I'd wake up and I'd get rid of one and 3 more would come, and it was all right here, okay? It was hormonal acne, and I was trying everything I could to get rid of it, but I needed makeup to cover it. And here's the thing, this wasn't covering it. So this mineral foundation wasn't giving me the coverage that I needed to cover up all the junk that kept coming up. So I went down to Sephora, you know, said I need a liquid foundation, never used a liquid foundation in my life at that point. And so I asked them, like, I need help to cover up all of this. I mean, I wouldn't even want my husband to see my face bare. That's how bad it was. It was very bad for me because I went my whole life having clear skin. I never even had acne in high school. And so being that I'm like 33, 34, and I'm starting to get all this adult acne, it was like, oh my gosh, what do I do with this? That was kind of my beginning. First thing I did in the morning is put makeup on, and I would take it off right before I went to bed. I did not like my family seeing me without makeup. I was very, very insecure about it. The love of makeup come from being able to help me have some confidence and still feel good in my own skin once I covered up all the junk I was trying to cover up. All the imperfections that I was dealing with, makeup fixed that for me. So it kind of became like a snowball effect. I started wearing more and more and loving it more and more. And even as I got my adult acne under control, that love affair had already begun. And it just kind of went from there. Of course, I started watching YouTube channels to learn more about makeup because I didn't know that much about it. Again, all the makeup that I owned was in a little bag. And it was all like the bare necessities of makeup. Watching the YouTube was very, very educational for me. And I learned a lot. And the problem was I wasted a lot of money on bad products. So I was watching, you know, I was trying to find reviews on products that I wanted to try, but didn't want to waste my money on it. And that was kind of how this whole channel began. is I had a hard time finding channels that were women my age and women who were very, very honest in their reviews. So that was kind of why I started my channel in the first place. Question number 9. What is the worst makeup look you've ever done? I would have to say when I reviewed the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette, I struggled so bad with that palette. That was, whenever that palette came out, it's been what, probably 2 years now? Terrible. Oh my gosh, terrible. Now, don't go searching for that video because I might have to put it on private. It's so bad. I am very good at keeping my playlists organized. I don't know if you guys know that, but all of my playlists, like every video that I upload, I put it in a category under the playlist. But with that palette, I was so insecure because I did not know what the hell to do with red eyeshadow. I had absolutely no clue. I was completely clueless, you guys. No clue. No, you got to stick with what you know. And that I did not know. I had no business buying that stupid palette in the first place because I didn't know what the hell I was going to do with it anyway. So that would have to be these questions. Oh my gosh. Okay. And my nose is so raw, you guys. It is just killing me right now. Question number 10. What is your favorite makeup look you've ever done? I would have to say it was a collaboration that I did with a bunch of girls here on the platform. It was with Mel Thompson, Kelsey Brianna J, Chelsea from Glam Girl Chelsea, Alicia from Kiki Sweat, Michelle Wong, and my sweet Morgan Turner. And we all got together and did a collaboration video. And it was all about Pat McGrath. And I loved the makeup look that I did in that. I loved the eyeshadow look. I loved the way that it turned out. And I was very, very proud of myself. I really was. Because I was up against all of these professionals. Okay, the ladies that I just listed, have you seen their makeup? I knew I was in for it because I was like, I am doing this challenge with some talented girls. And I need to bring my game. Like, bring it. And so I did my very, very best, and I really, really loved the way that the makeup look turned out. I loved the eyeshadow look. I was just very, very happy. So that was my favorite makeup look. Question number 11. What is your favorite drugstore makeup product? That one's easy. So this is the Milani Baked Powder Blush in the shade number 3 Luminoso. I love this blush, you guys. It is the prettiest peach you've ever seen. Let me just show you. I know I got a lot of blush on. I just got done reviewing a blush product, so I have a lot of blush on, but let me just show you. It just brings the cheeks a luminous glow without emphasizing texture, which is very hard to do. And Milani nailed it. This is my favorite. I love it. I think it's beautiful. And I love the way that it looks on the cheek. This right here. That was very easy. I knew right away. I'm going to kind of blend that in with some powder. Okay. Plus, the blush product I was reviewing, not the best. So it's always good to kind of put something good over it. Okay. What is your favorite splurge makeup product? I would say my La Mer foundation. Where is it? This one right here. The Soft Fluid. Oh, gorgeous foundation. This is just like one of my top 5s. Gorgeous. And I hated it when I first bought it. I'm sure you guys have heard me say that before, but I got the wrong shade. I mean, you can see I've used this a ton. In fact, I think I'm probably halfway through the bottle by now. But anyway, the first bottle I bought it in the shade Suede, and it didn't match my skin very good, and I hated it. And so then I bought it a shade darker. I bought the shade Honey 43, and I freaking love it. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. But I do have to say this primer. I forgot about this primer. Oh, the La Mer foundation or this primer. Because this is like a $200 primer. You guys, stupid. But I do really like this primer. This is from Sicily, and it does keep my makeup on. And I only wear it on special occasions, which I don't really have many of those right now, but that's beside the point. But this grips the makeup, gives you hydration, keeps the makeup on. I understand the hype behind this primer. I get it. Do I think it's worth $200? Hell no. But I do like it. I have to admit, I do like it. Stupid price though, man. What the hell? $200 for a stupid primer? Oof. But there are people like me that buy it, so I guess it's our fault for the price. Like, we keep buying it. I'm sure they would lower the price if we'd stop buying it, but anyway, not the point. Question number 13. What is your most repurchased makeup product? My most repurchased? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I've gotten to the point where I've got a lot of makeup. And so rarely do I buy a lot of like repurchases, right? But I would have to say my most repurchased is probably this. This is my 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. Now, don't get me wrong, this lasts a really long time. I think this one's like 3 or 4 months old, but I always have it on backup. It is something that holds my brows in place. Love this stuff. And it is like, I haven't found anything that holds my brows like this. If they ever discontinue it, I can't tell you what I would do. I would go into full meltdown mode. It is, oh, yeah. That's something that I repurchase constantly. Question number 14. What is your earliest makeup memory? Well, again, of course I was wearing mascara when I was young, but my earliest memory was when my grandma took me to the Lancome counter when I was like 15. And my grandma was very fancy. Okay, we grew up in a very small town and she was very fancy. She was one of those that had like the leather jackets to match the leather boots. She was it. She shopped at Dillard's and ZCMI. It was a department store back then in Utah. And she bought the fancy stuff, okay? Not a lot of people in my town really cared about fancy stuff, but my grandma did. So she took me to a department store and she bought like 7 pairs of Birkenstocks that day, which was ridiculous. I don't even know what the hell she was going to do with 7 pairs of Birkenstocks, but that's not the point. So she took me to the Lancome counter. We had all these bags of me carrying crap. Like, I was one of those that she took along with me to carry her stuff. So to treat me for carrying all of her shopping spree bags around the mall the whole day, she took me to the Lancome counter. And she bought me the powder foundation, some mascara, I think a lip liner, some blush, like a bunch of stuff. I don't know. It was like $1,000 worth of makeup, which for me, I was like, holy crap, did you just really buy all that? And I was in heaven. I was in heaven. I went home, bragged to all of my friends. They didn't even know what Lancome was. I was like, it's sold at Dillard's and you have to go to the counter. And you know those places that you like spray your perfume as you're walking? I actually got to buy my makeup there. I was totally showing off. Like I was the shit. And it was so fun. And I made that makeup last me for months because I was so proud of it. And I remember hiding it in my room when people come over because I didn't want them stealing it. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, I was very excited about my Lancome makeup. And the best part about that is that she spent all that money, so they sent her home with all these gifts. Like all those like free gifts. I think we got like 3 or 4 of these different gift things. I was in makeup heaven. I mean, taking a 15-year-old girl from a small town that's used to buying, you know, drugstore makeup and taking her to a makeup counter and buying her $1,000 worth of makeup. Girl, I was in heaven. Little did I know. Okay. So question number 15. What is your favorite place to shop for makeup? Sephora, just because it's so easy for me. I love ordering from Sephora. I always get my packages within 2 days, always. Now, don't get me wrong. There has been a handful of times, out of all the orders that I order from Sephora, a small percentage, less than 1%. I will have an issue where, you know, it's delayed some, 4 or 5 days or whatever, but there's a distribution center, I think in Salt Lake. I have a hair on my face. There's a distribution center in Utah. And so I get my packages so quick and I love ordering from Sephora. And then I use my points to do the $100, the little gift cards that they have or whatever. And it's the easiest place for me to buy. I get it the quickest. And I love ordering from Sephora. Now, I know a lot of people don't like ordering from Sephora and they prefer Ulta. I can't stand ordering from Ulta because it takes me a week to get it. And I don't like having to pay all this extra money for shipping to get it in 2 days. Drives me insane. I definitely prefer Sephora over Ulta all day long, but I know we're all different, especially because I know people who get their Ulta orders in 2 days like I do with Sephora, and they'll take them a week to get their orders from Sephora. So I think it all depends on your location and how close you live to a distribution center as far as how long the shipping takes. And for me, Sephora just works. Okay, number 16. What is the most underrated makeup product that you own? Oh, I know that all day. This. I don't hear anybody talk about this. Nobody talks about this. This is a by Terry CC Brightening Blush. And it's surprising because everybody is loving the cream blushes. Like, cream blushes were huge in the year of 2020. So many brands launched so many different cream blushes, right? Nobody ever talks about this one from By Terry. Now, I think she would get more hype if she would release more shades. This shade is beautiful, though. It only comes in one shade that I know of. Now, if I'm wrong, but I love this blush. I love it. It is so beautiful, and it blends into the skin so beautifully. It applies so evenly, and it lasts all day. It doesn't fade. One of my favorite liquid blushes, and nobody ever talks about it. I mean, I love it. I mean, you can see I've used half the bottle. For me and all the liquid blushes that I have and a lot of powder blushes I have, if I have used almost half this bottle, that means I love it. And it's very underrated, just saying. Okay, question number 17. What is the most overrated makeup that you own? That's very easy. Chantecaille. Anything Chantecaille. Just name it. To me, it's overrated. I know you guys have heard me talk about this a few times. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. So for those of you guys that don't know, I'm just going to tell you. During the summer, Chantecaille did a big 30% off birthday sale for the owner. So I used my friend Teresa, Teresa is dead. I used her 30% off. So I went ahead and bought a full face of makeup. Like everything, from, foundation, concealer, all of that. The only thing I liked out of anything that I bought was the mascara, and it was like $70 some. Don't get me wrong, I did like the eye quad, but it's definitely not worth that $80 price tag. So for me, I think Chantecaille is the most overrated products that I have in my collection. Overrated. Big time. Number 18, what is a discontinued makeup product you wish would come back? That is very easy, and it's the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape. Now, I've actually considered reaching out to Tarte and finding out what the deal is with this, but I bought this on the QVC website in like November. I love this Shape Tape. It is probably one of my favorite concealers right now. The problem is, I can't buy it anywhere. It's never been available on the Tarte website. I don't know what the deal is with it. I don't know if they just released it to see if anybody would buy it, and then I don't know, but for me being 42, I can't wear the original Shape Tape. It makes me age by 20,000 years. So when the Ultra Creamy come out, it is so hydrating and so natural. It was like the best of both worlds. You got a full coverage concealer and you got a creamy, beautiful concealer that's not super hydrating, and it kind of sets down. I'm not wearing it right now, but I'm trying to save this. The only difference between this and a regular Tarte Shape Tape is this sticker is purple on the bottom. And if I would have known that they weren't going to release it, I would have bought like 6 of these because I love this concealer. But I don't know what the deal was. I'm like, are you guys never going to bring it back out? It doesn't make any sense. So, because even when I go to the QVC website and I go and click on my order, and it will say you can click on reorder. It says sold out. This item is no longer available. I'm like, what in the hell happened? I am not happy about that. So I'm trying to use this sparingly because I love this. And I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe just reaching out to him and saying, hey, I bought this. What is the freaking deal, you guys? This is a beautiful concealer and it's so creamy. And if you would have just given it a chance and let people buy it and get hype behind it like you do everything else, this might be way more even successful than the regular Shape Tape, because I noticed that a lot of people have stopped wearing Shape Tape because it's getting more drying. But if they would release this, they'd be back into like the #1 concealer world. I can promise them that. So anyway, I need to email them. I'm getting all heated over something stupid, but anyway, I'm not happy that that product is gone, and who knows when it's going to come back. Number 19, where do you go for makeup inspiration? I love Andrea Lee on YouTube. She has the prettiest makeup. Andrea Lee, I love her, and I love Hindash. Oh, Hindash. If only my hands were even a 10th of magic that his are. Girl, I'd never leave the mirror. ever. That guy is so talented. I would say probably those two I get the most inspiration from. Oh, but I also love watching all of the old videos of Tenny Panosian. She's one of my favorite YouTubers, and I've watched her for years, and sometimes I'll go back to some of her older videos and just watch, because she's just got like more of a minimalistic outlook on makeup, and that's kind of what Andre Ali and Hindash have. So I would say those. Yeah. Okay. I guess I do get inspiration from places. Okay, number 20. What do you hope to see less of in makeup's future? Less of in makeup's future? I know. Big, blocky brows. Big, thick, blocky brows. Don't get me wrong. It's really hard not to get a blocky brow. I know that because I struggle with mine every day because I'm still growing mine out and my brow game changes daily. But the big, thick, dark, bulky brows that are really strong and really angled, I don't really want to see those come back. I like the more natural brow, and yeah, I want to see less of those blocky brows. Okay, number 21. What do you hope to see more of in makeup's future? I would like to see more like people using cream eyeshadows, because I'm starting to get into cream eyeshadows. I'm starting to really enjoy cream eyeshadows. I would like to see like different textures, different finishes in liquid eyeshadows. I think they are very underrated, and I kind of hope that they make a bang this year. We'll see. Okay, so that was it. Well, that was a heck of a lot easier than I thought. Although, I've been filming for 50 minutes, so it's going to take some absolute editing magic to cut this down to make it want to be watched. That's it, you guys. That was a super fun makeup tag. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this makeup tag because that was actually super fun. Sound out down below and let us know what you guys think about this makeup tag. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me in today's video. Again, all of the thanks goes to Allie Glines for starting this makeup tag. Again, I will leave her video and a few of my other friends who have done this makeup tag and their videos listed in the description box down below. I love you all so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye.